Hello everyone, greetings from New Zealand. My name is Jacob and today I will talk about Toastmasters. I will introduce myself and I'll tell you a little bit about tracks. Toastmasters because I just had my first speech last Wednesday. I will introduce myself because some of you might don't really know me, and drags because that's something that I'm really interested into. So Toastmasters is international organization educating people, trying to improve their communication skills, public speaking, and also raising their confidence. Me, my full name is Jakub Kysela in my mother language. I come from Czech Republic, and Kysela stays for sour, and this surname earned me so many funny nicknames when I was a child. For example, Pickle and that. I've got 4 older sisters. I'm the only boy. I love fantasy world. Game of Thrones, World of Warcraft is my favorite. Harry Potter, Lord of the Ring. I used to play ice hockey for 12 years. And one of my most interesting jobs was in California on marijuana field, where I was just sitting in a chair 1.5 months and trimming the marijuana butts, getting the products ready for sale. And I've been driving a car for on a 4 world continents, and I consider myself as one of the safest driver I know. Even some of my passengers wouldn't agree with that. And in my age, I still love to play with Lego. And the reason why Toastmasters is because, and drags, is because I would like to help with prevention and recovery of drug addicted people, and I want to do it the way of educating people, doing the public speeches, and that's why I signed up for Toastmasters, and that's why I'm doing this video today. So I would like to tell you a little bit about drugs, maybe some of my personal experience, and maybe some other information that I get from different people, from the internet, from friends. So drugs, everybody understand them a little bit different. For someone it can be anything, no matter legal or not. It could be, for me it's alcohol, tobacco. They should be still considered as a drugs. For someone, drugs are clearly only the ones that are illegal. I think some people think because if it's illegal, it's harmful. If it's legal, it's safe to use it, which I don't think is really true. And some people underestimating those legal drugs. And I think this should be changed. How we have it today? Well, today we're trying to solve addictions the way that's in majority of countries. Heavy drugs are banned. That's why they're illegal. But these laws don't really work well because people still make them and take the drugs and getting addicted on it. So why do those people take the drugs? Well, in the 70s, Professor Bruce Alexander conducted experiment. Some of you maybe heard about the story. He was comparing behavior of rats rats who was individually placed in a cage, and on the other side there was a group of rats placed in a bigger cage, and they had opportunity to mate, had unlimited access to food, and also they've been provided with the toys. And so he was comparing like how these two groups would behave, and in both cases they had access to water, and water with morphine. And where individuals placed in a cage were feeling bored and lonely, in each case they would choose the morphine over the water, overdose, and die. While comparing to the other group, um, those happy rats would never overdose and never die, which is amazing result. It's like from 100 to 0. And I think we can compare this to like humans as well. It's like the reason like why people taking drugs. It's not an issue of drugs. It's not because they are legal or not. It's because people are just simple and not happy. And that's another thing. Like if we making those drugs illegal, we making it even harder for those who already taking those drugs. And it's not solving anything. It's just getting deeper and deeper. Where I give you another example, another story. This one comes from Portugal, where 20 years ago they were facing similar issue as other countries, or maybe a little bit worse. They had 1% of population heroin addicted, and so they didn't know what to do anymore. Like making the laws more strict all the time wasn't working anymore. And so the leaders of the country just sit together and they decide to decriminalize all the drugs. And 15 years later, we have less crime in the country. The use of injected drugs dropped. There's less HIV, and generally all issues drugs related dropped down. And the best indicator that says like the population is happy now is that they don't wanna, they're happy with the new system and they wouldn't wanna go back to the old one. And I think this is the way how, where the example we should take, like more countries, more governments should follow this way, and maybe that's the way. Important thing is also because the money that they used to spend on chasing drug users and producers, they invest now in prevention and recovery, and also putting those people who recovered already, they try to put them back in the community so they can have their lives again, they can start working, and they can get independent and happy, because this is the hardest part on drug addicts, that recovery, to get out of the circle of the old friends and finding new ones, get that trust, earn that trust again. That's really hard if you are drug addicted. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. And I would like to say also thanks to Martin Urza, who is my big example, and I had so many informations from him. He is the author of book Anarcho-Capitalism. And also I would like to say thanks to Johann Hari and his TEDx talk speech. And thanks to my Toastmasters. And thank you for watching the video, and thanks to all my family and friends who directed me to where I am. Hope you liked it, and give me some comments.